Live. Welcome back to another live Q&A on office hours for PixlCRM and the Pixel Marketing Method. We'll be here for the next little bit answering your questions. We'll start with Keith. He has a couple of questions, and jump on, ask your questions either in the chat or jump on the Zoom, and we'll get your questions answered.
Yeah, I'll just do it on the Zoom because it's a lot of typing.
Yep.
So, okay, so first things first, with the workflow for the offer once it goes out and starting to get the calls back, I had a couple of questions.
Okay.
One at the end of it, when we get the voicemail goes out, I'm finding that I'm getting a lot of people who are opting, not necessarily opting out, but they're getting confused because they'll get the call, they'll get the hang up, then they'll get the voicemail, but then they'll send the text back saying, "Hey, can you call me?" Or then they'll react to, oh, just to um to opt out or just stop. So
Mhm.
so I guess my question is threefold. One is, there's some way at the end of it to send something beside that generic, "Hey, sorry I missed your call. What was you calling about?" To have something specific about the offer,
Yes.
or if there's a way to find out if they're actually getting the messages, because it's turning out that when they respond to it, they're opting out. They've gotten three previous emails, so something has
So
fallen through the cracks.
the whole reason on the Omni outreach that you hit him on the DM, you do the 3 emails, and then you do the voicemail drop, is that agents are busy, they're not paying attention, and you're trying to get their attention. That's the whole point of the cold outreach, is to get your offer in front of them, get the people who are willing to raise their hand and say, I like what we have to say, tell me more. You're going to get people that are not going to be interested. They either don't do listings, they just don't care, they're busy, they like the current photographer. You're going to get those people, and those are the people that are going to respond, stop, or don't don't reach out to me. I'll I'll tell you right now. I do this for PixlCRM, and I get photographers telling me to go to hell all day long, and that's fine, because those are the people that you'll just aren't going to market to again. Clearly, they're not interested in what you have to say. That's fine. So you're going to get some of that, and that's okay. Do you have your voice AI set up to answer the call, or are you just going right to a missed call?
It's going to the voicemail, so it's just like, "Hey, say this is Keith." So that's what it's set up to. So it's not
Okay.
set up to ring to my phone, or
Okay.
is there a way to do that? Or
You can, absolutely. I don't recommend it on the outreach, because you are going to, as you're already seeing, you have the people who are going to call back just because they got a missed call, or at least a missed call notification, and they're not calling back right away after reading the voicemail. They're calling back just because they're agent and they got a missed call, so they're gonna click on redial, and they call it, and you get the, "Hi, who's this? I missed your call," and you're just gonna have to field a lot of calls from that. And so I recommend either do what you have, just going to a voicemail or even an IVR, or using the voice AI and having the AI agent answer and say, "Hi, this is Jen. Thanks for calling PixlCRM. How can I help you?" And then most of the time they'll either hang up or they'll ask more questions. I like the voice AI just because it has the option of giving them more information, pointing them to where they need to go. You get a nice summary after each call. Um, uh, what it does take a little bit of prompting to get it to do what you want it to do. Give it some information, give it the knowledge base to work with. Uh, in For PixlCRM, what we do is we have a nice little line in there that says, if the caller uh, uh, talks about having just missed a call from us, respond with, "Oh yeah, that was probably part of our outreach to see if you have uh, uh, any interest in our book, because our book offer is our transitional offer." In your case, it would be, that was just our outreach on, see if you were interested in taking us up on our stock photo offer. And then they say, would you like me to send you the link? And they say, yeah, sure. And then it'll text them the link. So you can do that. You could also just do an IVR saying, hey, thanks for calling. Whatever your business name, Pixel Peak Photography. Press 1 to book a new shoot. Press 2 to speak with a customer service,
So
and just do that.
you have in the lessons on how to set the voice the AI voice mail up. I mean, not the voicemail, but the to answer it, because I mean, I do want to have some more
There, there,
interaction
there
because, like,
there's some, yes, there's definitely some setup in that. You can also book a support call for the more in-depth of how that works. But in the tail end of the Omni outreach method training, there is a how to set up that voice AI.
yeah,
Uh,
because it just feels like they're kind of left cold at the end of the
yeah,
whole sequence, just with the either the voicemail or this the text say, hey,
yeah,
sorry we missed your call. What was it that you needed? And I
yeah,
want a little bit
and
something more.
yeah, and that does seem a little disjointed, because now they're calling back, and then it's like, well, why, you just called me, and it just feels a little weird. Which is
Okay.
why we like the voice AI. But you can also set it up as an IVR, like I said, just to, thanks for calling, Pixel Peak Photography, and just leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to book a
Most
call to set
people,
that up. Yeah.
yeah, most people who are calling back are going to be people who are just calling without having listened to the voicemail. From our experience, your mileage might vary. You may get more people calling to actually get information. Most of them are just calling because they got a missed call. Um,
Yeah.
you are going to get people that say, hey, that'd be great, can you send it to me? And so that's where you set up those automation to automate the responses of, if they text in and it's a positive intent, send them the link. If they text in, you can even use there's an AI decision maker that'll take the message and determine whether they actually want the link or not. You can do that, and then send them the link, or just leave it as, and let either yourself or your admin respond to them. What I like to do in the beginning, and I was talking to a couple clients earlier today about this. Other than our core processes, I try not to automate things that we don't do. And the reason is that you have some unintended consequences when you automate things that you're not currently doing. And so when it comes to auto responding to people, I like to get a few responses coming in. Let you manage it manually first, so you kind of see what kind of responses are coming in, and then you can set up an automation to filter those and respond back to them.
Oh, so you're
It's
saying
just,
to like those texts when they say, hey, who is this? Why did you call? Text them
yeah,
back actually. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, duh.
And
Okay.
the reason is that you wanna see what resonates with them better. If you say, if you're texting back, yeah, it's Pete with Pixel Pete Photography. Um, I was just doing some outreach to see if you wanted our free stock photo pack, and that doesn't work consistently, or you keep getting people yelling at you or something. Maybe you adapt it and you change what you're saying. It's like, yeah, we're just doing some outreach to make sure all of our target market gets our free stock photos for the area or whatever. And it allows you to, I know earlier you were talking about split testing. It allows you to split test in the moment. So rather than just running, an automation and whatnot, you just respond naturally and see what resonates with them and what gets them to move it to the next piece. You may find that you're getting a low enough volume of responses on a day-to-day basis that you can handle the response that do come through, not your phone calls, but your text messages and whatnot, manually, and you just use that as a way to start the conversation. And you say, yeah, that was our outreach. Who uh, would you like those restock photos? They're great for marketing yourself on social media and your website. A lot of our clients love it, and you just start having a natural conversation and seeing where that goes.
Okay, because
Um,
I wasn't even not even aware, but it didn't even cross my mind to actually respond back to them. I say, oh, okay. I just thought that was just the end of the line, you know.
yeah.
Um,
So the whole point of this is to get them to respond, and if they don't respond, then you either you wait and you run them through again next year, or you create a new offer and you run them through a different transitional offer, trying to get them uh, to raise their hand. So you get the reason we're only doing this cold outreach with a one Instagram message, 3 emails, and a voicemail drop is it hits them in multiple locations to get their attention. But we're not going to then put them into our newsletter. We're not going to, bombard them with a nurture sequence that they didn't ask for. We're not going to, continue to do cold outreach to them until we have a new offer, or until, we've got something else to offer them of value, because they didn't take the bait on this one. They didn't raise their hand. And that's the real difference between cold prospects and warm leads. Is a cold prospect is just a realtor or a builder or apartment manager or whatever it is, whoever your target market is. They're just them, and they may or may not know who you are. And until they've raised their hand and said, "I like what you have to say, tell me more," you really shouldn't spam the crap out of them yet.
okay,
So and so
okay,
you do them through that campaign. If they don't raise their hand during that, then you've got to get something else that you can get in front of them to get them to raise their hand.
okay. So I got two
And
follow-ups then, in relation to that.
mhm,
So with the newsletter, because I started kind of crafting that,
mhm.
what or how do you present that? Because what's the purpose of it? Just to have some kind of dialogue with, like, even with my current customers? Is there that something?
Yes, yep.
Okay,
So the that's part of client connection roadmap, and the whole point there is getting it, staying top of mind with people. Now, I'll tell you a little story, and I've put this in the book and whatnot too. But I was doing a headshot event at the local association, and I was switching in between 2 email platforms. So I hadn't sent my email out because I was doing a weekly email, and I didn't send it out for probably maybe a month, maybe a month and a half. And I was doing this headshot, and a not a great client, but a client I've shot for in the past came in to get his headshot done, and he said, "Oh wow, you're still in business?" And it's like, "What? What do you mean? Am I still in business?" It's like, "Yeah, I haven't seen your emails, and so I figured, you went off and did something else." So it's like, "Really? You know, a month of not getting my newsletter, and he forgot that I even existed."
so I mean,
Um,
it shows it was effective though, because
exactly,
okay,
exactly. And so having that staying top of mind is the point of an email newsletter, is that they see your name every week and they know you still exist.
okay,
Um, People, you want it to be valuable. You want people to actually go open it, read it, and see what's going on. But the real value is in just staying top of mind, because if they don't see your name pop up, you're not top of mind. They have to think about who they're doing. You want when their colleague in their brokerage at the office meeting says, I've got to find a photographer. My guy, sucks, or got out of business, or retired, or any number of things, or I just have a brand new listing and I got to get a photographer. You want your clients to think of you immediately and say, "Hey, you should talk to Pixel Peak Photography. They're awesome." Um, and here, I'll send you the contact info.
okay,
Uh, and they do that because you're top of mind. They do that when you're showing up in their inbox all the time. You're communicating consistently. You're uh, uh, wishing them a happy birthday on their birthday. When you're celebrating their shoot anniversary with you. When you are constantly staying top of mind, they're going to think of you first when they need to book a shoot, and when they know somebody needs to book a shoot. So who gets that email? Who gets that newsletter? It's going to be your clients and those who've raised their hand. So if they've claimed your free stock photo or your transitional offer, they can get your newsletter. You want to stay top of mind with them. If you've just scraped the leads and you imported them into your system and you're doing a cold outreach, they don't get your newsletter because they didn't ask for it, and you're going to tank your email reputation by sending what they consider spam, and they're going to mark it as spam, and then you're not going to get inboxed anywhere.
Okay. All right, cool.
Make
I
sense?
got it. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I definitely got to book a call to figure out the voicemail. But then again, you said that's a little bit just do it manually. Just reply to the manually. I
So
don't need to necessarily set up the AI.
yeah, yeah. Unless you've got people calling in and leaving you voicemails asking you stuff, um, I wouldn't answer the phone on the return because most of them you I don't like answering the phone. Just in
Gotcha.
general. I'm not.
Yeah.
I think phone calls are disruptive, quite frankly. But if you want to answer the phone, feel free. If you have the time. But the most people are not going to have the time to answer these calls as they come in because you don't know when the Omni outreach is actually hitting those emails or those phone numbers. So I wouldn't answer the phone, but I would respond to the text messages. So if they're responding, hey, I missed a call. What can I do to help? You say, oh yeah, it's Pete with Pixel Photography. That I was just doing outreach to see if you'd be interested in my transitional offer. Obviously, you don't say it that way, but
Right.
you do it that way,
Okay.
and you
All
start a
right.
conversation.
That makes me think because I've just let probably a dozen opportunities through my fingers because I just didn't follow up on that. I didn't. So,
Yeah,
okay, I'll know the next go around. All right, I don't want to
yep.
capitalize and I'll hang back, but I got a ton of
Well,
questions. So,
I'm here to answer questions. So, if anybody has any other questions, drop them in the chat or open up, unmute yourself and start asking. Otherwise, we'll let Keith ask his next round of questions.
okay. Um,
I guess we'll ask next round of questions.
okay, so on the split testing order, I want to do another offer. I want to do a headshot a session or whatever. I mean, I don't want to do it for free. I mean, I want to do it at a discount. So, how do I set up the emails and the flow to reflect that? Because I kind of want, I don't know that I want to scrap the stock photos, but I haven't gotten any. I mean, literally no
How
takers
many
on the,
how many have you sent out?
oh God, I have to look at my numbers. I think I'm around 400 um, that have gone through
400
the,
have completed the
yeah, have,
workflow.
yeah, yeah, and I haven't gotten anything as far as, um,
Uh, so first, what I would do is I would double check to make sure everything's working correctly, because that doesn't sounds like there's a disconnect somewhere. I'm just gonna
okay,
pull up your
so how
account
would
real
I,
quick.
yeah, because how would I
Uh,
know?
so you can check to see if anybody has. Let's go into. So if you go into the workflow,
Hmm.
and I'm not sharing my screen because I'm in your account and I want to
Gotcha.
look at your live stuff here. So if you go into the workflow and you look at,
So I got,
let's see,
I think it's the
you've
one that's
got,
no social media. Because what I did was I transferred everyone because I didn't DM everybody, so I started that workflow with the no social media outreach.
okay,
So it'll start with the emails.
okay.
So I just took everyone.
So
I just started them automatically with the emails.
if I open that up, it looks like,
So the ones that says 445.
yep.
Okay.
So if you actually open that up and click on the email action, there's a statistics.
Okay. Where am I?
It's like you're in that workflow. So
Uh-huh.
in the no social media Omni outreach automation
Okay.
flow,
Okay.
you click on that first email action. there's a statistics tab
First,
on that email.
okay,
You
I'm
see that
lost.
680 were sent, 95% were delivered, 22% opened it, um,
Zero reply.
0 replies,
Yeah.
4 bounces. You did get some unsubscribes, um, and a couple of complaints. That's fine. The whole point of marketing is to filter through the people who don't want to hear from you, and so that's fine. So we move on to the next email. Looks like you still got plenty of people still in the process here. Um, Again, looking at that second one, 695, 19% open, no reply. More unsubscribe, that's fine. Nobody is responding. It's okay. So the next piece that I would check is the target. You're in a large market too, right? You're at
I mean, Fort
Florida.
Myers. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like narrow it down to because there's another city of Naples, but I'm just doing Fort Myers and Cape Coral.
Okay. All right. So it looks like you've got 220 that have probably completed the voicemail drop there. Um, and so you're trying to get their attention, you're trying to get them to respond. And so you've got those dozen people who did respond. Granted, they didn't respond positively, they were just trying to figure out who called them.
Right.
Those could have been ones that you could have
Mm.
gotten to give them the link to. 400 is still a smaller number. I would check to make sure that the people that you scraped are all agents. Are you sure that they are? And they're not
Well, what
just
it is it's a rehash of people who I did because I had
people
my
that you've
VA.
already DM'd?
Yeah, and then I started with
Okay,
the free offer, but I hadn't actually gotten through them. It's a it's a it's an Instagram list that he put together, actually it's
okay,
general, and then I put them through this method. Some people had already contacted and went through and put them through this. So that's the first wave, and then now the second wave are new people that, and then these are some people who I actually did cold outreach when I was doing text, just cold text, um,
hmm
and I did a couple with them, but I didn't. There was nothing came of that, so I'm putting them through this system or this process too. So these aren't just, I'm not going to say majority of them. I'd say about the first 300 or so were folks who had already kind of burned through with the
okay,
original IG method.
okay. Put some more people through it and see how they're going, and definitely start responding to those voicemail responses.
So
Um,
that's what I want to do, kind of not necessarily change course, because I mean I did get one response. The agent asked about having
yeah, you said that
B-roll
that
or
was early on.
yeah, B-roll or video as part of it, and I didn't have a way of, because that's another thing too. I mean, so to present that, or I can make that as part of the package, how would I offer that? I mean, would I direct them to a link to my um, uh, to a folder or something like my
So
Google
I
Drive?
probably wouldn't do a lot of B-roll stuff, but some clips, some video clips are good. Like so, the whole reason that I even started with the stock photo of the local area is because the agents were coming to me. They were coming to me in my Albuquerque market, wanting pictures of the mountains and the balloons and things that made Albuquerque uniquely Albuquerque.
Right.
And so I would be asked for, like some parallax drone clips of the mountains, just something that they could put as a header image on their website. So some of that stuff is good. I wouldn't go that far and doing a whole lot of B-roll stuff because that's not stuff that you're typically going to offer um, in your real estate media business. And so the whole point of this is to showcase the quality of your images, that you're local, and giving them value so that they can, come into your ecosystem and you can nurture and follow up with them.
Okay.
That's really the whole point of all of this.
So don't get
So
too crazy with it, because I mean,
I would,
yeah,
unless you want to get into selling stock footage, but that's
no,
not really
not at all.
tied into everything else. So
I mean,
I
because I'm
wouldn't.
really just recycling stuff that I've already shot. I
Yeah,
mean, and that I can
exactly.
kind of make it as generic as possible. I mean, I got stuff, at the beach and, of
Hmm.
sunsets and of generic areas. And I mean, it's kind of hard with video because you're shooting an actual home. So I
Yeah,
don't have very many clips of just something that doesn't feature the home. So, I mean,
yeah.
I've got of different, I mean, not artifacts, but different landmarks in the area, and I've got that, but I just wanted to
Mhm.
know how to deliver it because I don't want to. I mean, I can't do it on Spiro. You can't do video on Spiro as far as delivering it because they can't download video from Spiro. So I was trying, or can they? I mean, is there a way to download video
They
from
can,
Spiro?
um, but I think it's still part of your Dropbox connection. I haven't worked with Spiro in a while, so I'm
Okay,
not
because then I was
entirely
thinking
sure.
about just doing a link to my Google Drive. I mean, I create a Google Drive folder with these images in it, and then putting, the videos in the Google Drive. But the only thing I worry about is them, accidentally deleting stuff from the drive. So I don't know if that was
Well,
secure enough.
yeah, they should. If you have a shared link, you shouldn't be able to delete. You just view and download. Um,
Right.
but you should be able to connect it into Spiro. Uh, they had a Dropbox connection because you can have video on the single property website,
Right.
and so you
I mean, you can
can
connect
also
it, but you
download.
just can't download. I mean, you can't
You
download the
can,
video. Oh, okay. Then
yeah,
I need to look in there
yeah,
because I've had.
because you absolutely can deliver video through Spiro, so they'll be able to download.
Okay,
Um,
I need to investigate that then.
I think it's still through your Dropbox connection, but it does work that way.
Okay.
Um, said I haven't dealt with that in over a year, so I'm not entirely sure what the current process is on that. But I do know that you can deliver video, so
Okay.
that's one of the core things that Todd sells is video. So
All right. Okay.
um,
I don't want to overcomplicate things. So, and
um,
again, so be
back to your
judicious of the.
headshots idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Back
I
to your
want to know how to
what I
implement that.
would. So you want to offer a headshot at a discount for your transitional offer?
Yes. Like, I mean, three headshots, one location, one. I mean, no alpha changes. Just something I can get in, get out, do it in 30 minutes and less.
So I I would not recommend doing that as a transitional offer 1-to-1, where you're actually just emailing people and seeing if they want headshots for a couple reasons. One, headshots are not your core business. While they can be supplemental and they are ancillary to everything else, I'm not against doing headshots. I did headshots a lot too, but I didn't do them in a 1-to-1 offer because there's a lot set up. There's a lot of you have to travel, you have to edit, you have to deliver. It's a lot of work just to get in the door, and then agents have a hard time unless you're very clear in how you do your process of translating headshot work into real estate media work. Um, it I don't know how many times I was talking to another client the other day about the whole headshot concept, and that when I was doing those headshot events, because I like doing the events because then you get people, you set up once, people come to you, you do your headshots, you get them to sign up and give you their contact info so you can deliver the headshots. Uh, but I had to be very clear to them that I was doing the headshots, but as more of a courtesy, more as a promotional thing, because I do real estate media, and because they didn't quite get the idea that the photographer that they're doing the headshots with also can shoot their listings, and that's the part where I wanted them to be doing, obviously.
Okay.
So I would caution on that. because that one-to-one is very, very similar to that free shoot, where you're trying to get a transaction now. And the whole point of the transitional offer is to just give them a taste of things and to be able to get them to raise their hand and respond. And so a headshot could be a good offer for a promotional offer, or as a way into a brokerage or whatnot. But from a one-to-one standpoint, that's a lot of work for um, just to get them to come in, and then you also have to then train them. But that you also do listing media. Um, what I would probably try, if you're really looking to try a different offer, which I think you need to run more people through your current offer, but just as a to answer your question, what I would go with is more of the Canva templates, if you're going to do that, or the coupon book idea, where you go, uh, stagers and landscapers and painters and handymen. You get put a list of vendors together and get a new client offer from them, put it into one PDF, and then deliver that.
Okay.
I think that's a better option because, again, for your transitional offer, you don't really want to be doing a whole lot of one-on-one work. You want to be able to do your outreach and get people to raise their hand, and then move into your introductory offer of actually booking a shoot, not all these ancillary things and trying to chase around all of that. Does that make sense?
No, it absolutely does. Because I mean that's I mean you kind of answered my frustration is that I was kind of probably me being impatient that the stock photos aren't garnering anything. So I did a chat GPT and then I just to give me ideas and one of them was a headshot session. I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean I can do that, $75, whatever. It might take me 30 minutes. And then even with the setup, I mean, one light, if I do that in one location, take me 10, 15 minutes to, to shoot that. Or if they
Mm-hmm.
want to do multiple, I mean, have a couple of agents there, you know, charge, a group rate and limit it and
So
offer.
now you're getting into another whole thing, and that's where doing events and whatnot and doing headshots. So if you want to do, I would use that as an entry point into a brokerage. Reach
So
out to a
instead of like a
brokerage,
presentation, a coffee, I mean, a meeting
see if you can
presentation.
do, yeah, see if you can do headshots. As long as you're clear in how you're going to transition a headshot into a booked shoot, because and a lot of that just has to do with the nurture sequence. And so as soon as they sign up for their headshot, you nurture them along and say, hey, we don't just do headshots, we do your full
Yeah,
listing
real
media
estate media,
company.
right.
And then nurture them along and then give them an introductory offer to actually book their first shoot with you. But I would do that at a brokerage. I would do that at the local association if you can get in there,
Right.
and see what events are going on there. I only ever did my headshot events once a year. The local association did it was a new broker event of some sort, or new agent event, and they had headshots that they wanted to do and provide for the agents, and I would sponsor that by doing the headshots for free.
Okay.
I like the free headshots because I don't, me personally, I don't like to take pictures of people, and
Right.
it's much easier for them to not
Be
complain about
forgiving.
free. Well,
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's free, so they're not paying for it. So if they don't turn out great because they don't like how they look, which is, you get that comment a lot. It's like, well, I don't like how I look. Well, that's how you look. The camera doesn't change anything.
Right. No, I
um,
got you.
but you do that, doing that as those places, because then you're also setting up once. You can go through multiple people at a time, and the whole point of it is during that 10-15 minutes is you're chatting them up, you're talking about your real estate media company, you're telling them about everything, and so it's a lot more work, but it can work as a good intro offer or a transition offer at that point. I You can do what you want, obviously. I
No,
don't
I mean that.
recommend one to
Okay.
one headshots as a way to get into somebody unless it's a proven high top performer and you just want to get in so you can have that conversation.
No, it was just
Um,
another idea of something to
mhm.
offer because to me it seemed like it was kind of low impact. I mean, I'm not shooting an entire house. It's just one
Yeah,
person, but
but
I see what
you've
you
got
mean as
so
far
many
as the
other
setup. Yeah.
yeah you've got so many
And then I'm
other
paying for the editing because I'm not going to edit it myself, so I got to
yeah
pay for editing and such. So
yeah you at $75 you're probably just barely breaking even
right, right. Just
and you're
even
doing
with
a
the
lot of work.
travel, yeah.
Yeah.
So with
But
the Canva, how do I deliver that? Because that was another question that I have. So in what format? Because I thought I could, because with Canva, you can't download like the whole layered project. So how do you deliver the Canva
there's
templates?
there's a template link that you can put it that's it's a share link that you can share the template through
So
Canva.
so you'd be sharing through
And
your account, your
yeah,
your
yeah,
Canva
exactly.
account.
And so
Okay,
what you'll do is you'll actually what I would do is I put it in a PDF with the examples of here's the template, here's the
right.
link to go right to that template. And you just put that in a PDF and that way you can very easily email it.
Okay, so I mean, so they will just take them directly to that template. It won't let them log into your account and go
Right.
into you.
No, no,
Oh, okay.
it would just add it to their account. It's a shared template, like something like that. I'd have to dig around and find it, but
Okay,
I'll
it's
pull
almost
the
like, I mean,
actual
if you had like a
verbiages.
teammate or something or a group that was working on a project, so they could
Hmm.
access the,
So
oh,
so if you do a search for real estate Canva templates, there are a ton of people that are selling templates on like Etsy and places like that.
hmm.
There's one that has like 54,000 templates for $40. Um, so something like that, you then cull it down and turn it into 101 Canva
And it'd be like
templates
a
for
zip file or something like that.
it. They typically deliver it in um, a PDF as well.
Oh,
Let
okay.
me here. I'll pull it up and I'll show you real quick. I'll say Canva.
Yeah, because I was kind of worried about having folk log into my Canva account and
Yeah,
and
you're not
and
going to do that. So here, let me share my screen here. So like I just did a search, really easy, real estate Canva templates. This is one I keep using as an example, but there's a ton of different ones in here.
hmm.
But if you click on this, it opens up Etsy. It's $40, and I'm on Zoom, so everything loads super slow. But
Hmm.
eventually, it's going to pop open, and it'll give you little glimpse of
A little thumbnail, yeah.
yeah. Once it finally loads, of course, as soon as I want to share something, it says it's not going to do it. So let's see. Try to refresh it real quick. Here we go.
Okay,
One of these has, and there's a ton of stuff in here, and I'm not saying you definitely not want to deliver all of this.
right.
Um, this is the image I want. Here we go. Um, Social media templates.
Hmm.
So Spiro handles the awareness of the listing, the just listed, just sold. So does HD Photo Hub and all of those ones. Same thing over here, offer accepted, closing. But these three here in the center, engaging
Hmm.
content, all
Hmm.
this is market statistic type type posts, did you know posts, terms and condition or definitions, questions, quotes, maintenance items, tips, checklists. There's all sorts of those types of stuff,
Hmm.
renovation ideas. Those are the type of posts that maybe you cultivate out 101 or Canva templates, and you do these types of ones in here. And so you just go through, say you buy this, and you just get a whole bunch of those, and you sort through them and make sure that they look good. Use those. Maybe you do 365, so one a day that they can post.
Okay.
With these that type of thing. Um, uh, Then you can also use some of this in your introductory offer too. You can include some additional Canva templates. Maybe you do uh, 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 90 days worth of content in one, and then you do 365 days worth of content in another, or any number of things there. But this is the type of stuff that I would use as a way to get you in. Um, the concept with transitional offers is that you want them to just raise their hand and say, I like what you have to say, tell me more. And the value that you need to provide is roughly as if they were open up their wallet and hand you $5. That's about what contact information exchange is worth. So it has to be decent amount of value that somebody would actually, pay you for it, but obviously you're not charging for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I got that because, like I say, I was getting a little bit frustrated with this. No, I mean all of these outreach and then no positive response to taking the stock photos. So I'm like, okay, how can I either sweeten that with some B-roll or what else can I offer? And again, like I say, I went to Chat GPT and asked for, a list of items they can do. And one of them was that, I mean, yeah, part of it was like the doing a session and as far as like a marketing online session to help with marketing and stuff. I mean, that's a little bit more involved, and this is probably above what I can do. But as far as a checklist, I mean, that kind of thing, a checklist of marketing ideas and outlets. But so I was just trying to come up with things that were low impact, and to me, I thought like the headshots would be low impact and something I can still get paid for. I mean, even if they don't have a listing, sure, they might want to take up an offer to get a a quick headshot. But then again, I was looking at some YouTube on that, and you still bring lighting and a backdrop, and if because the office is not, they don't have a big
Yep.
enough office space, if the terrible lighting in the office, if they don't have a good, you know, garden or anything in the outside to shoot, then you're gonna still have to bring gear. So
Yep.
yeah, I was just thinking from that standpoint. But the
Ultimately, I think where you're at is you just need to send more messages to actually start seeing some good results. Um,
yeah,
I would say that if you don't have any responses after say 1,000 or 2,000 people going through your system, then let's adapt and adjust to a different offer.
okay. Because
Um,
yeah, I did another scrape of what did I do? Realtor was it Realtor.com? I forgot. I did a scrape of one of the sites, and I got names and phone numbers. I
mhm.
don't know what site it was because I know Zillow doesn't give you names and phone numbers. They just
Yeah.
it's harder. I think it was I can't even remember. It might be Realtor.com where you can actually um, it gives you name and phone number. They don't give you email, so I'm going to get the list and then send it to my VA and have him look for the emails. But and then
Well,
even with
have you looked at the IGExporter.net
I
option?
just yeah, and I can't afford that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I started it and then um I canceled it because for one thing it was just like the learning curve was kind of high for me. And I was
Okay.
like, it was more that I wanted to get involved in at that point. And then, so,
Well,
and I've already got him, he's already, I mean, I've got somebody who's already doing that.
okay.
So, but I was just
Okay.
looking up from a different area to scrape because I'm a member of the local Realtors Association. But even with that database, they don't have you have to kind of physically go through the directory and get the name and the address. So I think that's something I'm gonna have to give my VA to physically go
Okay.
through and get the names and the addresses and stuff. So here's a question too. So I did a scrape of some whatever realtor site. So I got the names and I've got the phone numbers. So as far as to check it against what I already have, so the best way to do this is just to get the CVS and I mean CSV and import it and just compare it to what I already have. So would that do it? Because I don't want duplicates of people who I already have on the list. So when I import it, it'll kick out the or it won't duplicate
It won't
folks who are
duplicate. So
okay.
so as so it's going to check uh email and then phone. And so if you already have an email and a phone that match,
Okay, I
it
don't have
won't.
the email. I just have the name and the phone. So,
Well, it does email first, and if the email doesn't match, then it checks phone. So
okay,
so if you don't have an email in there, but you have phone, it'll match phone to phone, and it won't duplicate the contact.
okay. Because I'm just trying
So
to get a list that,
yeah,
because I don't want him, because I got almost 600 names and I don't want him to have to go through, and then they're probably names that I already have that are on one of the lists. So I don't want them to be him trying to look for emails that we already
duplicates.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah, that we already have. So
yeah,
I was trying to kind of save him the trouble, and I was going to use the Pixel CRM just to call or
yep,
just to sort out the names that I already have.
yep, that'll work.
Okay. All right.
Uh, cool.
So yeah, I'm
Well, I
in
got
kind
another couple minutes here. Do you have anything else?
that was. I mean, I guess just generally, maybe it's just kind of head clearing session, but just me just not getting too worked up about the fact that I'm not, because I mean, you said 1,000. I'm only what, a quarter of the way there. I mean, they got what, three,
Hmm.
400 names that have gone through the entire. Okay, that's this one thing. So when they do the do not disturb, that kicks them out of the system completely. So they won't stay in. So if I generate another list of names, it'll kick out the people who are do not
Yeah,
disturb. Okay,
yep. So if they
good.
unsubscribe from your emails or they respond stop to your text message, if they respond to your voicemail or anything like that, uh, it'll pull them out and you won't message them again. So yeah.
Okay. So I want to try the because I was going to do the headshots, but I'm not going to do that. But I want to do the templates for a another offer. So the folks that I already have going through the system that have started the emails, is there a way for me to? So I got to look at my list because um, I don't think everyone that I have in the my contacts have gone, or because I'm trickling them in.
Hmm.
So can I just at some point just stop that list and then create another one?
Hmm.
Okay, with the new offer or the updated
Yep.
offer.
And what I would do is in the omni outreach method, just duplicate that workflow and change it so that you have your new offer in there and what you're talking about.
So
That
how
way
would
you
I do
still
that
have.
with the? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, with the website. So I would create so
Another
with
claim form.
the yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
you just duplicate everything over and create a new offer. Um, and so this would be your Canva templates, however. No,
Just
it,
rename it as far as just
yep.
copy it and
You
rename it.
say,
Okay.
claim your uh, Canva templates. You will need to duplicate your form as well because you're trigger your workflow based on that form. So you'll duplicate the form and add that to that page so that they're filling out the right form. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so just go through there and then you'll create the nurture process for that offer and that initial. As soon as they fill out the form, you'll send them the PDF link to uh, for the Canva templates, and then you'll nurture them along with that of saying, hey, you know, these are great. Kind of teach them how to use those Canva templates over,
Okay.
you know, 3, 4 emails, so that they understand how to get to them, how to download them, how to use them, um, why to use them, and kind of transition into the fact that you're on a real estate media company and you'd love to shoot their next listing,
Okay, so it's a
and
little
then
bit more detail because I mean the emails in there now is just like, hey, did you get it? Oh, just trying to follow up. But each one just say, hey, you didn't get it, but here, this is what you can use it for, and just kind of
mm-hmm.
move them
Well,
along.
well, even the emails that you have now should, for your current offer, when somebody claims your uh, free stock photos, you should have a 4 to 6 email sequence of an email going out every day. So the one goes out as soon as they do their form.
Is
So
that in there? Is that the template that's in there, or do I have to create it?
you'll have to create that. Um,
Oh, okay, I don't
so you should have something in there. Let me see what you've
because I think I
got.
got something to when they claim. I mean, when they
Got
accept
your
the offer, I think it
You've got
shoots
the
out a.
offer claim. that the one? Yep. Yeah, you're using the offer claim, so you tag them if they're ready to book or not. So yeah, you don't have any real follow up set up. So the whole point of that is to get them into your transitional offer nurture. And so the nurture sequence is what you
So do
which
you
we
have a,
did. Remember, you have the lead nurture the claim stock photo. It's not active.
yeah, because I was still
You're
trying
still
to,
working on it.
yeah, so that would be the lead nurture as far as the,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Because you're gonna deliver what you promised. And
And
so
then,
in your stock photo is your stock photo in the uh uh Canva template, it'll be your Canva templates. And then
hmm
you're gonna just nurture them along with how to download, how to use, how to whatever, tying it back to the fact that you
set
are
up
a
a
real estate
shoot. Yeah.
photographer, and uh, and then you're not really pushing to book a shoot yet. This is all just value
Okay.
drop, and then once that nurture is done, then you'll drop them into your introductory offer sequence where you'll actually try to get them to book a shoot. Really say,
Okay.
hey, book for first time clients. We offer our you know first time client intro package, and book this package for your next listing.
Okay. All right. I'm monopolizing here,
But
but
you're on the right track
yeah.
in testing and trying these and getting people in.
Yeah.
Um, Try not to get too worried about all the sequences that you need to do.
There's a lot. Because I mean, because each one requires, I mean, again, it's nurturing, so you have to kind of feel out each one because each one is kind of I mean, you're pushing them along or
Yep.
encouraging them along. For
Yeah.
the
That is the downside to doing multiple offers too, is that then
right,
you start having to create multiple nurture sequences. Now,
right.
I will say the 400 or so people that have already gone through your free stock photo one,
Mm-hmm.
I would not run them through another sequence
Gotcha.
for probably another 3 months.
I gotcha.
Let them cool off before you go and try to pitch them a new offer.
I got it.
Because if you keep on bothering them,
Mm-hmm.
which is what it's going to seem like, it's going to seem like spam, and that's just not going to be good for anybody.
Got it. So for the newsletter,
Hmm.
is there like a white label, like real estate or media newsletter that's out there? Because I'm trying to go to Chat GPT and get them. I'll pick a topic and then I'll drop it in there and say create a article about this, and it's kind of generic. And but is there like a white label site for like real estate media or real estate facts? I mean, how do you create like something that not necessarily so time because I mean I could do it, but then that's a whole nother
Yeah,
entity. I
it
don't want to
is
do.
it's the thing is that as you build all these systems, they start building and on each other, and you ultimately have systems that are just running, and you're not having to constantly build new things. Uh, your newsletter, it really should be about your business, what you're doing, if there's any events that you're sponsoring or you're going to be at, um, marketing tips. Some of that marketing tips are just how to use stock photos, how to use um, the Canva templates, how in helping them market their business. Things that they should be doing to get more business. Things that they just marketing tips in general, because you're a marketing company, you're a media marketing company, and
Mm-hmm,
so you know doing it about how this time of year it's great to do drone shots because of XYZ. It's great to do virtual twilights because as the days get uh shorter, any number of things. And these emails should not be long. They don't need to have a lot of content. It just needs to be short, um, valuable content that people would want to read through or at least skim. And you can have your promo offer in there, or even just a book or shoot link. Um, and so it doesn't have to be when people think newsletter, they think this long, drawn out. There's all these different sections. You don't need that. Just
mm-hmm.
to give you an idea, what we used to do um, years ago is I was actually recording videos and doing 2 to 5 minute videos of a marketing tip each week. Um, it doesn't have to be video, but we were doing video. So we would put a GIF of the video and say, here, here's our this week's marketing tip is this, and that was all I was sending out. It was just a quick marketing video, um, with a book you shoot link here. Uh, so you don't need anything super elaborate.
Yeah, because I was looking like for
Newsletters.
real estate, like information and like the market trends and all that other kind of stuff, like something that's going to be like
I would stay away
substantive.
from I would stay away from market trends because you're not the
Okay.
real estate agent expert.
Okay.
And so uh I had a client the other day saying that too. It's like you don't want market statistics, you don't want trends or anything like that because you're talking to the expert. They're the
Right.
ones that know the trends. They're the ones who know what's going on. And if you're at all wrong,
I
then it
definitely
just
pointed out. Yeah.
looks like you don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
And if you're at all right, it looks like you're trying to tell them how to do their job,
Okay.
and you don't want that either. So I stick to media stuff. Stick to um, if you see a trending type of video that's popping up and doing this, you could even just like here's a pointed one that's I've seen in the groups recently is the houses exploding.
Right.
You know,
And
that
dropping
that
down. Yeah.
yeah, dropping down and exploding. It's like, hey, I've been seeing this as a trend that's popping up. What are your thoughts on it? And so you give them a little bit of blurb about your thoughts, and then say, and you ask the open-ended question. Hey, reply back and let me know if this is something that you like seeing, or you think it's a fad that's gonna disappear.
Hmm.
You do stuff like that. I'll work on putting some newsletter ideas and stuff together, and putting it in the group because I think that you're not the only one having that question, but
Hmm.
it really does not need to be um,
A thick,
as exactly
dense information
exactly.
laden. Because I mean, I'm thinking the newsletter. If I'm going to sit there and look at something, so it's not even about the necessarily the information. It's just letting them know that you're here. Hey, this is what I'm doing, and it
It
is
has to be
something.
valuable so that if they open
Right.
it, they don't feel misled that they shouldn't have opened it. So it
Right.
has to be something. I mean, you're not just sending a GIF. You're not just doing um, something that doesn't mean anything. So it has to have some value, but it does need to have nice and short. It does not need
Hmm.
to be this, chapter one of this,
Oh yeah.
newsletter. We're going to cover this, and then we're going to show you this.
Keith and Amanda just dropped something in the chat that I saw. That
Yeah, it says they use their newsletter to educate about our services. Yes, we do virtual staging. Here's a promo code. Yeah, absolutely.
okay.
Um, you know, those work well. I like doing uh, newsletters and emails that showcase our work, showcase what we do, showcase how to use what we do. So, like, you could theoretically, if you just wanted to sit down and chat GPT, you could create a year's worth of email newsletter
Hmm.
content by writing out here's all of our services and give me 4 tips and trips of how to use these services for an email newsletter.
And
And
I've kind of been
they,
doing that with my IG posts because I've been doing like I did, like explaining what HDR is.
mm-hmm,
What do the 3 areas that people are most attracted to when they look at me in bathrooms, kitchens, and living rooms? What that attracts people? So the
mm-hmm,
difference between what an investor is looking for as opposed to an end user as far as the types of property. And I do that. So I've got ideas because I've been doing
yep,
IG posts with that. I've been doing videos on that. So because
yep,
each week I try to post like a informational one, something of me doing something like doing a walkthrough, and then the last one of the week I try to do something as far as just a walkthrough video or just
mm-hmm.
a property video.
So
So
here's and this is why we don't have templates of these. because here's the thing you could do too. Those 2 posts that you do a week,
Hmm.
put them in a newsletter, send them out by email.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And those are two
The
ideas
whole
right there.
point is providing value and showing up in their inbox all the time so that they know that you exist.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, that's
Okay.
about all the time we've got for today. Keith and Amanda, did you have any questions or anything? I guess not. That's fine.
Yeah. I've been dominating. Sorry, guys.
You're fine. I'm just hanging out. Yep, that's perfect. Well, thank you for hanging out with me today, and it's another weekly live Q&A in office hours. We're here every week to answer your questions about Pixel CRM and the Pixel marketing method. We'll see you next week.